Fond du Lac student is bringing art, science, and history all together.
Allison's at the high school to see the project. It's a special project. Good morning, Allison.
Hey, good morning. That's right. We're in front of the big mural here in kind of the physics hallway here at Fond du Lac High School. And I mean, I can't imagine using a brush like this to create this amazing work of art that has so much education in it, too. All these achievements from these famous faces of science. It was painted by David Nett, who's a senior here. So, David, how did you get started with this whole thing?
Well, I started out with a sketch. If I could have you hold that. And I drew a couple different designs, and I wanted to kind of incorporate a swoosh into the design with all of the faces so that it was more of a piece of art. Okay. And so I started with this piece of paper right here.
So I would have pictured that you would have gone through and sketched out all these faces and every detail.
I basically came up with the design first and then figured out kind of how much space each face was going to take up and how many square feet I had to deal with for spacing and managing my space as in the art sense of space.
And that's it? You didn't do any other sketches about it?
Not really, no.
Wow. So what kind of challenges? I mean, this was your first mural, right?
Right. Beyond the small sketch here that I had, I really didn't have too much more than a few measurements, and then from there I just kind of worked it out as I went. And I figured out, okay, this needs to be about this big, and I need to fit these details in these areas, and kind of figured it out as I went along.
Yeah, I'll give you your brush.
Sure.
What kind of challenges with painting it?
Well, first off, when you're in an art class, usually you're used to painting on a table, and you have your arm resting against the table along with your paint palette and your hand and your water and your rag for getting the water.
Got your whole system.
So it's it's all set up. But when you're painting on a wall and you're not used to it, then you have to flip everything up, and then you're painting like this, and it's just it's a little bit different, I guess. It took a little getting used to, but I got used to it eventually, and it worked out pretty well.
It turned out pretty well, didn't
definitely.
it?
So.
And Newton, you said you had to make pretty big.
Yeah, Newton I wanted to be big because this is kind of the physics area, and my teacher is a physics teacher. I'm in physics with her, so I wanted to properly portray Newton as a very large contributor to science. So.
And I'll test you. What is Newton's achievement that you put up there?
Well, Newton, in here I have the orbital cannon, and this just kind of illustrates his idea of gravity. I have his signature, and then I have a few calculus equations because he was kind of a co-founder of calculus. And then up above I have a prism, and he did some scientific experiments with light and breaking light into its pieces for a rainbow.
There you go. I'll give you an A.
Yeah.
You know what's cool, too, guys? I've been here all morning studying this mural, and I just noticed the prism and the little rainbow coming out of it when he talked about it. There's so many little details on this thing. So thank you so much, David, for showing it to us.
Sure, definitely.
Looks cool, guys?
Oh, very nice.
It's amazing.
Yeah, excellent job. Thanks, Allison.